Democrats have overplayed their hand. The Democrats have exposed themselves as America-hating party. Look, the indictments of President Trump are bad enough, one after the other. People are fed up. They're saying, look, you're persecuting a political foe. It's not the American way. But then you look at the Green New Deal. We've got an auto worker strike. We talked about that last night. The auto worker strike, in many respects, the Green New Deal is going to put auto workers out of business. You got Ukraine. You got crime on the rise everywhere. You got inflation. You got the border crisis. You name it. So what happens? The poll numbers for Joe Biden, but they really represent poll numbers for Democrats, are plummeting. Look at this CBS poll. CBS has a new poll out that shows President Trump is leading Biden 57% to 42% amongst the all-coveted independents. Now, I'll ask you this. If you're an independent still, you got to have your head examined. How do you not pick a side? When all is said and done, you're not picking a side. You don't know where you fall on the political spectrum right now with the divide that we see in this country. How are you an independent unless you were just so chicken to admit to your friends and family where you stand? Either way, independents breaking towards President Trump in a hard way. Then MSNBC has this poll out.
This is a problem for Joe Biden and his reelection prospects. In our USA Today Suffolk poll, Trump does really well. And as you say, this poll was taken after the four indictments. It's after some good economic news that the White House is touting. The president's in Maryland today talking about the success of Bidenomics. It is not yet breaking through with most voters.
Vaughn, how do you explain this disconnect?
I think that's an issue that the White House is going to try to have to figure out here.
Well, disconnect isn't just about the White House. It's about the radical agenda of the left. It's about the political persecution of President Trump. It's about the insensate impeachments, indictments. Now they're trying to use the 14th Amendment to go after President Trump, which is a ridiculous argument. So if anyone asks you about this, this is that so-called insurrection argument to make President Trump not eligible for the presidency. If anybody asks you about this, Article 14, Section 13, you tell them it's a ridiculous argument. I didn't want to talk about it. He's not responsible for an insurrection. I don't even need to give you the legal argument for it. Tell them to go screw themselves on this argument. That's what I would tell Adam Schiff when Adam Schiff is saying should be used in Colorado, in California, his home state. That's where they're trying to use it as well to keep President Trump off the ballot.
Donald Trump is currently the leading candidate for president in the Republican Party, but he may not even make it on the ballot. Let me see if I can break it down. Under the 14th Amendment, if you take the oath of office and then betray that oath by engaging in insurrection or rebellion, you're disqualified from ever holding office again. In Colorado, Republicans have filed suit to keep him off the ballot because he's disqualified. And you can bet if they're successful in Colorado, many other states will also seek to disqualify him from even appearing on the ballot.
It is a wacky constitutional move that is not based in any legal reasoning. And all you have to do is be a common sense individual. You don't need to be a legal scholar. You don't need to be a constitutional lawyer to figure out that the 14th Amendment does not apply to the president. I'm going to read you the 14th Amendment, Section 3. It says, quote, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer in any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same." Now, as I read all of that, do you notice there's one word missing from it? President. Right off the top. No person shall be a senator, a representative in Congress, an elector of president or vice president. They don't mention president. You think they forgot to leave out off president? Of course not. They left off president for a reason. One, the president takes a different oath than all these people take. And two, the president was left off here because this clause, this portion of the Constitution relates back to the Civil War era of the Confederacy fighting against the Union. That's what they were talking about here. If they wanted to say president, they would have said president.